So, I'm going to share with you an experience I had last September through October of 2024 last year. I'm just documenting some of the experience I had. Maybe somebody else could connect because they've possibly had the same experience as well. So, last year, September, October, I was babysitting my niece and decided I was going to walk to the kitchen of the second floor of our home, and I decided some to look out the kitchen window from the side of the house. Something kept drawing my attention, kept wanting to look outside. So I looked over, and across the street, over one of the trees on the city sidewalks, I suddenly saw something at first looked black, but then I realized it was more metallic. It was in the early afternoon, I'd say between 12 and 2, maybe even between 11 and 2. It was a bit of a brighter day, cloudy though. I saw something shooting up slowly, just taking its time, going above the tree. From behind it, I looked. It was close enough to be able to see what was going on, but because it was such a strange object I've never seen before, I thought maybe it could have been a drone. But then when I steadily looked and paid attention, there was no propeller, no wings, nothing. It was just a round figure. So I was paying attention, looking at it, and suddenly I see it. It rose about 3 feet above the tree and stood there. After a brief moment, I could see, okay, this is a silver object, ball, no wings at all, no propeller, nothing keeping it up in the air. I couldn't even say it was a military thing because it's something so far beyond what I could think that we would be able to invent. And as it was staying straight in the air, it almost looked like a vibration or a frequency was being emitted off of it. It appeared like it was suddenly making us, if you look at a donut from the side, the curved sides, it almost looked like the frequency started speeding up, and the round figure looked like it was becoming one whole shape of like this, looking at a side of a donut, or if you've ever seen a torus. It made that shape. And suddenly, there were helicopters. I saw 3 of them. One of them came to about the left side of the other window of the house, and then 2 were approaching from the right side. And I could tell that this object, I looked at the helicopters, I saw the object because I really didn't want to take my eyes off of it, and I didn't want to run and grab my phone to prove anything. I wanted to see what was going on so that I can explain what it could have been instead of running to grab a phone and taking a video and missing my chance on seeing what was going on. And it was almost as though those helicopters, I don't know if they were aware it was there, seemed frantic, just hovering around over the city, very close to the roofs of the homes. And this object didn't seem disturbed, wasn't, almost like if you could sense that there was no stress or urgency for it to leave the area. And it just kept doing that. An energy was being emitted from it, is what I feel. And I just stood there looking. Then it stopped. It came back to its whole form, the sphere. And as I was looking, it just slowly started moving to the left. And it's almost like it was going so leveled and straight that there was no ups or downs in it. It was completely straight, like it was falling on a grid line. And just started moving left to the house. Helicopters still weren't, they were hovering, but weren't seeing the object. And I tried to follow and see it, but we had a tree blocking the front of the home. I tried going over to the other window, didn't see it. It disappeared. Um, the feeling I got from it was there was no harm. It was different. It didn't cause any types of disruptions or breakage to anything in the city. There was nothing wrong with what it was doing there, you know? And I don't know. The only thing I could say is I feel like it was emitting some type of frequency to everybody in the area. I told my sister, who asked if I had a video, of course. Um, I mentioned to my mother, she believed it. And I had not heard anything about this. Nobody was speaking about it. Then my mother came across a video on YouTube how in Colombia in March of 2025 a large metallic sphere was found. Because it landed. It didn't crash. It landed. This thing has full control of whatever it's doing based on what I could see it was doing. And so it landed in Colombia. People found it, turned it over to scientists, not the military or the government, which was fantastic because they had AI look into it because there were some encryptions on the sphere, a language of some sort, and had it translated. And I do recommend that you go ahead and look online about that Columbia metallic sphere found in 2025 March. That's exactly the object that I saw. So it was in Chicago, Illinois in September, October 2024 when I had seen it. So I do believe there's many of them out there. I do believe they're going all over the world. I am a believer that it's extraterrestrial. So I guess it's up to you to go ahead and search and see what you think of it. But I can only express my first-hand account, and I will continue to share my experiences on here.